2020, early 2020. At that time, I had a couple years of sobriety. I was doing really well. I thought I was working. I was renting a house for my parents. My kids were in my life. You know, they would come over on the weekends, during the week, sometimes as well. I had what I considered to be a nice vehicle. I thought I was doing well, but something was missing. But at that time, I wasn't going to church. I wasn't reading. I wasn't praying or talking to God at all. So I relapsed. So I started drinking. I thought I'd be okay, just drinking here and there, and that was not the case whatsoever. So it didn't take long, and I was doing drugs again, and I lost everything, and it happened fast. You know, I lost my job, so I couldn't pay rent, so my parents kicked me out, as they should have, and you know, so I didn't have a place to live, so I couldn't see the kids. I didn't have nowhere to take them, but on top of that, I had also gotten somewhere in that time frame, I had gotten my third DWI because I had 2 previous ones from years before. So I didn't have my license, and I lost my vehicle too. I lost everything. I was walking one morning, you know, and I didn't have anywhere to go. I was a wreck. I had no sense of what day it was or what time it was. But once I figured out what day it was, I figured out it was Sunday. I decided I wanted to go to church, and I decided I wanted to come to Roots. So I walked over here, and like I said, I didn't know what time it was. I knew it was early, but when I got here, there was only a couple cars in the parking lot. So I walked up to the door and pulled on the handle, and it was locked. And so I stuck my face to the glass, and I seen a big circle of people standing there, and I was like, whoa, you know, freaked me out. I was like, I don't know what that is. So I turned, started walking back down the steps, and a guy came out, you know, and asked me, you know, he's like, can I help you? And I was like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to go to church, you know. And he's like, well, it starts, you know, here in about a half hour if you want to come back. And I recognized him from high school, and I was like, are you Darren? And he's like, yeah. And he just had this huge, welcoming, genuine smile on his face. And I was like, right on, I thought so, you know. So I left, and I came back for church. And of course, you know, from the moment I walked in here, I just felt super overwhelmingly welcome. And at that point in time in my life, not exaggerating, I had burned every bridge. I was not welcome anywhere, you know, except county jail. So when I left, I started walking down the service road here, and people just kept stopping, trying to give me a ride, you know, asking me if I wanted to ride. And I kept saying, you know, thanks, but no thanks. But when I got up to the top of the road at the next exit, the next overpass, a man stopped, and he wasn't taking no for an answer. He just sat there until I got in. So I was like, okay. And he introduced himself, but I didn't know who the gentleman was. But, you know, a few years later when I came back here, I found out that was Dave Bailey, and I was like, man, that's that guy that gave me that ride that time. So on Christmas of 2021, I got arrested, and the judge decided to keep me, you know, without giving me a bond, so that I could stay until I got sentenced for all my charges. And when I was in county jail, after I had been there a couple weeks, and my mind started to clear up, I just got down on my knees and I surrendered to Jesus, like for real. And I just told him, you know, that I believe in him, I know who he is, I believe in him, and I asked him to just please take these drugs and this alcohol from me and to heal me. And he did that. He came through. I was there in county jail for a couple months before I got sentenced. And then when I got sentenced, I was very blessed with what the judge gave me. He took all my charges and put them together, and he sentenced me to 5 years in prison. But the deal was that I do a 1-year treatment, a drug and alcohol treatment in the Ozark Correctional Center. And if I was to graduate it and complete it, then I would get out and do the rest of my time on probation. Not only was I able to spend that year working on myself and doing the treatment, going to the classes and doing the treatment work, but most importantly, I was just able to spend that year growing in my relationship with Christ. And because of several different churches and pastors that give their time, and volunteers, people give their time to coming into the prison there, into the chapel. There's something going on there every day of the week at different times during the day. There's always something going on, whether it's a prayer meeting, a Bible study, or a church service. And they also have times where it's just free chapel time. When we have free time, we could go in there and check out books or watch movies out of the chapel library. So that's what I spent my year doing. The Lord has restored my relationships with my family, with my kids. I can't express how amazing it is to be able to come to church these days, not only with the church family that I have here, but with my immediate family as well. My mom and stepdad both come here, and 2 of my sisters and 1 of my brother-in-laws, and all those kids. That's a lot of kids. But it's awesome to see us all coming here together. It's never happened before where we're all on the same page, with Christ and with church. It's awesome.